Dominic, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another video. Welcome to another show. Welcome to episode number 2 of Prisoner of the Snortex, my DSP playlist. Again, it's reviewing events of DSP life. It's reviewing event that were called Arc or Saga by Detractor Likes. And today we're visiting the LTG Saga. So, at the time of the video, about 10 months ago, there was some beef between LTG and DSP. Now, I'll be completely honest. I know next to nothing about LTG. I know he plays Street Fighter. I know he's being trolled. I know that he asking for $30 to even turn his webcam on, which is complete fallacy. But apart from that, I don't know anything about the guy. Now, am I saying that because I don't know anything about the guy, he's a bad person? No, of course not. But I'm saying that I don't know much about him. But I do know a lot about DSP, and that's a core subject. See, this event show how little DSP changed with the years. So what happened was DSP was reacting to LTG stream, and it's funny because I feel like DSP considers himself a lol cow. So there's a difference between subconscious thinking and thinking. Subconscious thinking is your way of understanding the world, understanding how things work, and your brain is perception-wise. You're going to be able to change your perception, you're going to be able to change your opinion in your brain, but your subconscious beliefs, no, it's ingrained in you. Now, DSP understands that he's a low cop, but refused to admit it because of his pride, you know? And, it's my apologies. It's very weird because I think that he saw LTG stream and says, hey, this guy's also hated. Not even a low cop, he's also hated. And because he is also hated, I felt like DSP was justified to talk about him. Said, hey, and I feel there's moments like this that I want to defend DSP. I want to actually defend DSP, and I know you're going to click off the videos, but I have to defend him. I feel like people constantly shit on DSP, so I feel like the one time that DSP shits on people, and people say, oh, why do you shit? Why do you shit on LTG? Because you guys have been shitting on me for years. See, it's kind of different. It's different but the same. Different but same but different. See, DSP felt justified. For the fact that LTG was playing Street Fighter, I don't think if LTG was playing, I don't know. I was gonna say Dark Soul, but DSP thinks he's this Dark Soul master. Here's another game. And because he plays another game, DSP felt justified to not go against, but go. It's in the same category, so he can compare himself. That's what I'm looking for. Compare himself. So he compared himself to LTG, and it's funny because the first thing that DSP was talking about was the layout of the stream. So he was saying, okay, this is the stream, this is my stream. So again, comparing and saying like, dude, I don't like is the way he streams. Now again, it's a question of opinion. And again, DSP is justified to talk shit because people talk shit about him. You can dish it, but you cannot take it, which is weird. So he shit on LTG stream. Now LTG is very confrontational. And I'm gonna go back to this after. So when he heard that DSP talk shit, he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ham on DSP. I'm gonna go actual ham on DSP. And because he went ham on DSP fell back into his day of Street Fighter. And it's crazy to me. You know what's crazy to me? You know, it's completely insane. And again, it's a question of perception. I feel like DSP was transported back to his childhood of Street Fighter tournaments. So he felt like it was a tournament, and he was fighting against LTG. And the reason why LTG was talking shit about him was because he was also in the mentality of having a tournament. So my issue with this is I do absolutely think that I don't think LTG hates DSP. I don't think he cares about DSP, honestly. I think LTG cares about himself, and that's about it. And DSP felt like it was a back and forth. It was talking shit. And we know for a fact that DSP faked drama in the Street Fighter community and talk shit. So people would say, hey, it's a grudge match to create like an interest, if you will, or a reason. Oh, they're enemies. They're really enemies. To dramatize shit. to a narrative where there's no narrative. See, it's actually funny because again, DSP, like, okay, well, the more LTG talks shit about me, the more I'm entitled to talk shit about him, and the more LTG talk shit about me, the more people are gonna think that there's really beef when there's no beef. And LTG once again didn't care about DSP, so DSP kept pushing the fact that, hey, this is my chance. In the mind of DSP, in his mind, there's a reason why he keeps coming back to Street Fighter. It's the game that made his legacy. We know that the DSP legacy has been falling off. It's funny because DSP is convinced that he's gonna do it. He's convinced that that a game is gonna save the business. He's convinced that things are gonna go back to normal. He's convinced that everything's gonna be okay. But subconsciously, once again, you understand that nothing is gonna be okay. And I think that he wants to reproduce it, and I think he wants to reproduce the fact of Street Fighter. I think that DSP understands that he's a source of drama. I think that DSP is a source of understanding, and he's a source of hate. See, if you look back in the days, DSP had something called the King of Hate vlogs, where he monetized the hate, where he knew that people hated him, and said, you know what, you hate me, fuck you, I'm still standing. See, DSP's simple reason of continuing, of fighting and fighting, and making himself more in debt because he wants to prove to the hater that he's still gonna be standing, which is fucked up, but that's the case. So again, my issue here is with the fact that he believes that with the hate, he sees Street Fighter as the one game to save him. He sees the Street Fighter as this one way of saying, guess what? People are gonna hate me and I'm gonna monetize it. He wants to go back to the form. I don't think he wants to go back to the King of Hate. He wants to be like the dude who people remember, but then he realized that the King of Hate is the only thing he's good at. The Detractor has proven time and time again that people hate DSP, and there's people that make his entire business with that. Let's go back to LTG. So there was beefing back and forth, and it was constantly a battle of. And it's funny because DSP. Fuck. That's where I have a problem. DSP insulted LTG with his stream, his tactics, until LTG went personal. Now, of course, the guys are gonna talk shit. You're gonna talk shit, right? It's normal. DSP felt personally attacked. See, when he's working on his sexy, and you can see that he's actually making an effort to change the way he looks. And we're seeing the same thing with Keemstar. When Keemstar say, still on level 1. And next day he came out with the level 1 podcast. DSP has a way of acknowledging when he's wrong without acknowledging that he's wrong. Acknowledging the fact that people criticism of him means something. For example, when Turkey Tom came out with a documentary of 10 years of a decade of failure, DSP keep referencing that. Now, is it something that makes him happy? No, it's something that you can see that he hurt him. But that's the thing with LTG, and it was so much fun because again, those two were talking shit, and DSP kept pushing LTG, wanting a respawn, wanting a back and forth, because again, their drama bring in some views. DSP was a winner here. LTG, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. LTG, I don't give a fuck. I don't know him. But you see, DSP was a win-win after all. If he was beefing with LTG, he would have got some views. If he was doing the tournament or the Evo fight with LTG, he was getting some views. Some views that he really could use. See, LTG might be hated, might be a lolcow, might be getting some hate views, but he gets more hate views than DSP. And I think that DSP, understanding that people are gonna hate him, and it's funny because even in his speech, he was like, your viewer are gonna come, my viewers are gonna come, it's gonna be a battle. See? DSP really wanted that to happen because it was justified for him to be his origin story. And LTG didn't fall into the trap. And I think it was a trap for LTG. When DSP understood that LTG, the first criticism came out of nothing. DSP has this very recurring habit of talking about things that don't make sense when there's nothing to talk about. I'm talking about how his mom used to comb his hair, how there was ants in his building. I'm talking about fucked up shit. So I feel like he didn't have a lot to say, so we talk about LTG. And then LTG, when he was reactory to DSP was like, okay, well, you're gonna be reacting, I'm gonna be provoking a reaction. You can control your action, you can control your reaction, but you cannot control the other person. So I think DSP was baiting LTG and it didn't work. That's pretty much it. Love you guys. Peace.